I am Charlie Cremeans, and I have been with Guaranty, with the exception of a little hiatus, for about 12 years. I taught for years before I started selling cars. As a matter of fact, one of my former students called me at one time back in 1982 and invited me to go out to Illinois to a dealership where he was. He said, I really think at that time, he still was calling me Mr. Cremeans because I had been his professor. But he said, "I think you would be just fine with the car business."
Yeah.
So that summer, my son and I loaded up and drove out to Decatur, Illinois, and
Okay.
kibitzed for about a week and decided we can do this thing.
Yeah.
And so away we went.
And here you are.
30 years ago, that was. One of the things that I like is it's an esprit that I feel with the other people with whom I work, uh, where we all pretty much gel and get along fine. And since we spend as many hours as we do a given week, it's a good thing that we do. The other thing is that I like the fact that when a guest arrives here, there is a purpose
Yeah.
that they have in coming only 12 miles away from Eugene, but to the average person, when you meet them in Eugene and say, "Well, I work out in Junction City," they act
Yeah.
like that's somewhere near Bend or something like
And
that.
it's really not that far
It's
out.
not at all,
Yeah.
not at all. I like to read. I do some writing. Those are my own uh, forms of entertainment. I like to, at this stage of my life, I like to read good fiction because those are very inexpensive vacations. The stuff I like to write, that's nobody's business but mine.
Yeah.
My wife tells me that she will publish them posthumously, and I said that's the only way that it will ever happen. Yes, and frankly, I'm enjoying it a lot. Uh, I like meeting people and working on a one individual with a family in helping them satisfy their transportation needs. But for a fellow that is basically a dinosaur as far as the 21st century is concerned, I have learned to really love working with my computer and meeting people online, and what a challenge it is, and an enjoyment to invite them and work with them and have them come into the dealership and become customers of the store. The one thing that we want to do in our role is to remember, and I'm not being preachy here, a thing called the golden rule. Treat other people the way that you want to be treated and the way that you like to be treated.